The EFL is back, and so is the prediction show. Welcome, my name is Joe. I am the creator and developer of OddAlerts.com, and in this video, we are going to be putting together a couple of doubles. There they are, for League 1 and League 2. We're going to be looking at a lot of data as well. It's a data-driven predictions video, as always, on this channel. And first, before we jump into that, I've got a bit of a trick to show you for anyone that is looking to get an idea of who's expected to do well in League 1 or League 2 this season. So before you place any predictions on any league, especially a league that is just starting, this is something you should look at. It is the promotion odds. And you can think of this as a confidence rating from the bookmakers for every single team. So they are most confident in Luton. Then it's Huddersfield. Did they see how Huddersfield ended the season last season? Maybe not. Cardiff hoping to bounce straight back. Luton, by the way, 2 relegations in a row. That must hurt. They will be desperate to bounce back to the Championship. And let me tell you, as a Blackpool fan, League 1 is not an easy league to get out of once you are in it. It is very easy to just sort of stay there for 5-6 years. Time flies when you're in there. Blackpool did well end of last season. They'll be hoping to get into the playoffs. Stockport, probably the form team in League 1. Bolton will be close. Wickham, so good for the first 2/3 of the season last season. And then on the other side of the coin, AFC Wimbledon 33-1 to get promoted, Northampton 25-1, and Port Vale 20-1 as well. So let's take a look at League 2, and then also in this video what we're going to do is use the bet slip generator to play man versus machine for the first time this season. And we're also going to show you the new updates to the football form guide, which includes many new leagues and also some new data points as well. So in League 2, very sure odds for MK Dons, 1.66, followed by Chesterfield, Gillingham at 3-1, Salford City 3-1 to get promoted as well. They have new ownership, which includes David Beckham. He is on the ownership roster there. And at the other side of this, Newport County 16-1. So odds not as long really. This could be a bit of a more competitive league. Certainly in terms of who's going to get relegated or get dragged into that relegation battle. Accrington Stanley, who are they? Exactly 12-1 to be promoted to League 1. And remember to get your predictions for this weekend in the comments. I will be picking one of you at random to win OddAlerts Pro. Every comment is automatically entered into a draw. Let me know what you're on for this weekend. Let me know who you feel has a great chance of winning in League 1 and League 2 this weekend. On to the rest of the video. So the football form guide, here we are once more for the 25-26 season. If you're not sure what this tool does, it allows you to select a league, as you can see here in the settings, and we are looking at the last 10 games for all of the teams in League 1. I'll just show you as well, because we've added some new competitions to this. You can now look at the Bundesliga 2, the Belgian Pro League, which started recently, the Portuguese Premier League, Japanese J-League, Scottish Premiership, Austrian Bundesliga, Danish Superliga, and a few more leagues as well. And you can also combine all English teams, which is really useful once those first 2 divisions, the Premier League and the Championship, get going. But we will start with League 1 first, and we are looking at games won here. I mentioned it in the intro. Stockport County, 7 wins in the last 10 games. You can also click on this little chart icon here, and it will plot all of their metrics that are available on this tool against the other teams in the league. So you can see that they also rank top for goals scored in terms of scoring a goal 10 of the last 10 games. They've actually scored 2 or more in 8 of their last 10 games. So it's a really useful tool. A bit of a error there, need to round the number, but you can see they are first for XG and XG per 90 as well. XG against 7th, so they are still conceding chances actually. And at the bottom of this list we see Cardiff City. They won 1 of their last 10 games in the Championship. That is why they are now playing in League 1. Barnsley, 2 out of 10. that's not good. Stevenage, 2 out of 10. They're playing at Blackpool as well. Blackpool, I've been impressed with them in pre-season. They beat West Brom. I watched that game. They were very, very good. A lot of attacking intent. Bolton against Stockport is probably one of the pick of the games. 2 teams that will be looking to secure playoff places. Let's take a look at some goals here. We're looking at games won by default. And if you're not familiar with the format of these prediction videos, what we do is take a look at all the data and then we will put some predictions together. So for these first games, yes, we are going to look at the form guide. We are going to see that Stockport County are a great team and they are one of the favourites to go up this season. They can score plenty of goals. We'll take a look at all of this kind of data, but we are going to lean on the probability model when it comes to our predictions, just because it is the opening day of the season. So we may get some surprises. We may have teams that, yes, they scored a lot of goals last season, but they've lost their number 9, or they've lost their goalkeeper, or, you don't know, they've lost their manager, something like that. You can't know everything. So always dig deeper into the data. Let's take a look at the teams that really were not scoring in previous games. And Wycombe Wanderers, they started the season so well last year, didn't they? They were absolutely fantastic, pushing Birmingham and Wrexham all the way until they fell off, essentially. And then same really for Bolton. A few teams just kind of fell away, whereas Charlton were the opposite. They gathered momentum throughout the season in League One and then finished strongly with that playoff victory. Now let's look at XG4 per game, and we can see Stockport County just under 2 per game. They are going to be going for it this season. Bradford City as well. They have come up into League One. They'll be looking to upset the odds a little bit. Leighton Orient, also a very good team last season, just missed out. Blackpool 1.6 as well. They're facing Stevenage, who, as we saw, were struggling for goals as well. So we're going to put together, I think, a selection for League One using the form guide. And then we will also do League 2 as well. So whilst you're looking through this, the link is in the description for this as well. If you want to follow along, check out all of these stats. We've got BTTS here. Barnsley, 10 out of 10. And they are away at Plymouth. That is an interesting thing to take note of, isn't it? And look who is second as well. Plymouth, 8 out of their last 10 games. Stockport County, 8 out of 10 as well. And they are playing Bolton, who, again, it's a fresh season. Bolton are going to be one of those teams that are absolutely dying to secure their place back in the Championship. It has been a while for Bolton. They have been down in League 2. Peterborough United, usually there or thereabouts in that playoff push as well. They are at Cardiff. These are some good games, I think, for the opening weekend in League 1. BTTS potentially in the Barnsley-Plymouth game. Let's have a look at a few more data points before we move over to the fixture feed to check out the probability model. Who has got the most corners? Luton, despite their relegation, had more corners than any League One team. Huddersfield Town, who we've not really mentioned as well, they'll be looking to get back into the Championship. I can't emphasise it enough. It is a very, very tough league to get out of. Now, to score, you must shoot. So let's take a look at shots for. Bolton, Wanderers and Stockport County at the top of the pile once more. This could be a fun game, couldn't it? And again, just as a bit of a disclaimer, it is the opening day of the season. This is all we can go off. If there's any Bolton or Stockport fans in the comments, let me know how you've been doing in pre-season. I'm going to maybe take a little bit of a look offline at the pre-season friendlies that they've played. As I say, I follow Blackpool. Blackpool is my club, so I have closely followed our performances. Against West Brom, very impressive indeed. So we now jump to the fixture feed, and you can see that OddAlerts here, when there has been no games played, it will default to this last 25 form, which is quite handy. You can just see at a glance the amount of games that have seen certain number of goals, BTTS, etc. We can see Reading as well. Interestingly, they had a very good second half of the season, Reading. You would expect them to also be pushing for a playoff spot this season. It's going to be a very, very tough season to call, to be honest, because in terms of the playoffs, you'd be looking at teams like Blackpool, Barnsley, Plymouth, Reading, Huddersfield, Leighton Orient again. Wycombe, how much of a drop-off will there be for Wycombe? Cardiff, Peterborough, and of course Luton, who play on Friday night. They will be expecting to bounce straight back into the Championship. So the probability model is what we will probably lean on, although we have got a few ideas already, haven't we? BTTS with the model here is 61%. So the form guide and the model are in alignment. Now, in terms of over 2.5 goals, again, it is that game with the highest rating, 60.3, 1.66 implied odds. What about the home victory? The highest rated home win is Bradford City against Wycombe Wanderers. Bradford coming up from League Two, of course. So now that we've had a look at all that, let's jump over to Bet365. So 1.57 for BTTS at Plymouth against Barnsley. Tempted to add over 2 goals as well. But of course, being the first game of the season, if this is 1-1, 70 minutes, both teams might not want to lose the opening game of the season. So we'll keep it at just BTTS for now. So I've mentioned Blackpool a few times, and this is who they are playing. Stevenage, this is how they ended the season. 2 wins since March. Now, if we look at Blackpool's form, a few wins scattered in between a poor run in April, where they played Wrexham and Birmingham, to be fair. The only defeats there to Wrexham and Birmingham and Rotherham. Leighton Orient, another good team. Stockport, another good team. And they don't lose many games. They really didn't lose many games under Steve Bruce. But if you see here, the amount of draws, if they can turn those draws into victories this season, plenty of clean sheets as well, by the way, then I think they will be right up there in terms of the playoff push come May, no doubt about that. So what I'm going to do actually with this double is actually put on Blackpool to get off to a winning start at 1.95. That takes us to 3.06 for this one. And what we're going to do for the next selection, for the League Two selection, is rely 100% on the probability model. So this is my pick. I am man in man versus machine. Now we're going to go and use one of the most popular tools on the website, the Bet Slip Generator, to get our EFL League 2 predictions for this weekend. So on to the Bet Slip Generator here for our EFL League 2 selection. I've actually included League 1 as well in the competition selection here. If you want to test this tool out this weekend, you can do. It's in the description. We are looking at these competitions, but you can, of course, have it generate selections for you based on every game in the world that has odds available, which is pretty good, and where our probability model has generated predictions for it. So target odds of 3s, items per slip 2, odds per item 1.2 to evens. Next 5 days, we're going to sort by the odds. We have a few markets selected here: the home win, over 1.5 goals, BTTS, and some team goals as well. So let's hit get, and we get slips. We get 10 selections, but the odds peaking at 1.9, just under evens. Reading to get a goal, 1.36, is a pretty interesting item, isn't it? Reading, who, as I say, got better as the season went on last season. And Wycombe Bradford over 1.5 goals at 1.9. I'm actually quite liking that, of course. If the Bet Generator is struggling to get to our target odds, it means that we need to adjust our probability. But do you really want to do that if what it's bringing you is negative value? As you can see here, -7, -11. We can hit run again. We can keep hitting run again. And what we can do is sort by probability and see if we get some higher odds. We get games with better value, but it's still -4. And you can keep clicking run again. We get zero value here, so 1.72 marginal, isn't it? We can keep clicking to see if it can find any selections closer to our target odds, but it is struggling based on the probability. Now, this is a value bet, marginal. So this could be an interesting one. Leighton Orient to score at Huddersfield. They have conceded a lot of goals towards the end of last season, lost a lot of games as well. And Bradford to score versus Wycombe. Now, these are both League 1 games. It has picked some League 2 games out, hasn't it? So let me keep generating, and you can see Copilot here as well, by the way. It will suggest that you can turn down some of the probability in order to get more games. So there's games that almost made the cut. For example, here, BTTS, if we take it from 60% to 55%, we would get more selections. So here's a selection that I think we will go with for Man vs Machine game week 1. So my selection is a threes double from League 1, and this one here is the machine's pick. I still get to pick it, but it is generated by the machine. Chesterfield Barrow and Bristol Rovers Harrogate Town, a couple of away goals there, both 1.5 and 1.53. It is negative value, of course, but as the season goes on, we will get plenty of value bets from these leagues. I will track this bet slip. We will add a new bankroll here, and we will call it Man vs Machine. And we will track this as the season goes on, shall we? We'll have it as units, and we will save that bankroll. And then we will save the bet in Man vs Machine. So we can come back and see how the machine is doing across the season. Now, I just want to show you that if you remove these competitions, so now we are looking at all leagues, and then we hit run again, you will see plenty of games here that are value. So there are plenty of options and value bets out there that the generator absolutely can find, and we can sort by the odds. We can hit run again, and it will get much closer to our target odds and include value bets, as we can see here, 2.98. These leagues, obviously the EFL and the Premier League stuff on YouTube does much better because that's what people are searching for. But if you actually want more chance of winning, stick to value bets and stick to the leagues where the model has a very good track record. We can see here 19% value found, a couple of home victories. My favourite markets, incidentally, have been over 1.5 goals, over 2.5 goals, and then just having the team goals set at the bottom as well. And the team goal markets, you can set them quite high. Just the home team or the away team to get a single goal. And you can see we've got games here for Saturday, a Scottish double as well, 29% value here. That is pretty good going, isn't it? Maybe we can have this as a little bonus slip as well. So that has been the first prediction show episode. Give me some feedback in the comments, please. I would love to hear your thoughts, your predictions for this weekend. Until next time.